Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Jersey. Today it's all about basil, cutting, pinching, drying, and how to grow some of the cuttings for another plant. Let's get started. Go a third of the way down and cut in the center. You want to get it before the flowers. You do not want flowers. And if you're not ready to cut, you take the flowers, you pinch them out. You take the flowers before they even begin to flower, and you pinch them. Or, if you don't feel like pinching them, just cut the top in the center of the crotch. And that will make it bush out. So you can come here. So you're cutting it in the center. These will come up in bush. I try to get the ones in the bottom. I really don't want them touching the dirt. Where they come up, you're gonna cut here. And let the side shoots continue to grow. Find the center. And there you go. Now is a perfect opportunity to go down to the bottom of the roots, pull off anything that's brown or dead, and weed out any of the small pieces. Trying to get rid of all the brown. You don't want this. Put it in your compost. Try to make so that there's air down here flowing. So we want to clean this out a little bit. This really long one, just cut it back and let it bush out. Just get rid of, you don't want really long ones. So you can even cut these sides and they'll grow more. And that's pretty good. We don't want to harden it off too hard. I'm going to take this net cup and I'm going to cut the bottom out and put it in this bulb jar with some filtered water and charcoal, and place some basil cuttings in there. So I will always have basil. I will never run out doing this method. It only takes a week or two for it to grow roots. Then you can plant it in dirt and start again. Now take your fresh basil cutting and either pinch or cut off some of the leaves. Now I'm just going to go ahead and pinch this out. Take these two big leaves off. And in about a week, they will be growing. You don't want any leaves in the water. So you never ever should have to buy basil again. Leave the little side shoots. Charcoal cuts down and filters the water, cuts down on the sliminess. And that is it. That is done. These were sterilized with hot boiling water and then wiped clean dry. You do not want to dry any of the brown blemished ones. I just don't like adding it to it. I'll give these to my African gray. And the really bad ones, if there are, I'll just put them in the compost. You can pull them off. Or you can snip them, whatever your preference is. It really does not matter. Just try not to bruise them. You want to keep the oils in them as much as possible. So you can leave them whole just like that. I do not wash these. I don't use chemicals or pesticides. And if there's a little bug or two on it, it does not matter. I don't like washing them because that's just more water that has to dehydrate. And basil's pretty good. It doesn't have a lot of bugs. You want to try to keep it spread out evenly. It will not hurt it if it overflows. Now you can either do one, you can cut every single stem so you don't have to go back once it's dehydrated. Because once this is dry, I will go back and I'll pull all the leaves off and I'll get rid of the stems. Right now, I don't like to touch them. I don't want to bruise them. I don't want the oils coming out. I want to dehydrate it and keep all those oils in. So I'd rather come back later and cut all these off than to do it right now. Now, if I would have bought this from the store, I'd have put a little of my Veggie soap in there and water, and I would have went like that and washed it and then rinsed it. Because I know there's no one has touched this, there is no chemicals. I don't have to worry about it. I'm good to go. And we are back. This is all that is left. I leave these big sticks because African gray likes to gnaw on sticks and tree limbs and stuff, so she will love these. And then I'll put a few of these in her food today and tomorrow. But yep, and then the rest of that, I'm not gonna give her if it's really old. I'll put in the compost. And this is what we got out of that one clipping. So this will dry down to probably about a half a pint jar once this is dry. And that is it. I will dry this on the herb setting or around 125. It all depends. Today's very humid, so it might take a few hours. It might take 6 hours. I like to dry low versus cooking them. I do not dehydrate on a very high heat. If anything, I go lower than what's suggested and I let it dry slower. I will set it at 113 for about 4 hours just to start. And as you can see, it bushed out. It's been a little less than 2 weeks. I'm actually going to cut this again. Filled out nice. We even have brand new growth on the bottom. And it's just time because now it's starting to get the little buds on it again. I'm going to give this a hard cut and I'm going to make some basil oil. And this is 2 weeks later. I'm going to make a basil oil infused. Just so happened this is what I had on hand because I'm going to be making soap with this. So I cut up a whole bunch, probably a good cup and a half. I'll let this sit on my counter for 1 to 2 days and then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. And then I will use this when I make pastas, when I make my salad oil and vinegars. This will be infused within a matter of days. This is wonderful stuff. This is what we got out of that last batch that I filmed in the beginning of this film. It filled this whole jar. Now granted, I do push it down and I destem it as I go. Like if I'm gonna eat dinner, I will just pull this stem off, throw it away, and then I'll just crumble it with my hands on my plate. That's the way Raymond and I like to do it. I do not go ahead and grind this down because once you start grinding this, it starts losing its flavor and value and nutrients. And here is the plant that we cut 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago. I took out all the ones that weren't so great and I didn't change the water, and this was actually on my porch. And I should have changed the water, but that charcoal makes it so it doesn't get slimy, it doesn't get nasty. The charcoal really filters out the slime, and as you can see, the roots are gorgeous. So I just take the net cup out, which I will sterilize for next time. And I picked out the very best one of all the ones. And this is less than 2 weeks old. I'm gonna plant this right now, and I'm gonna put this on my kitchen sill. And I will just place a little hole with my finger, put the root as far as I can get it to go down as it was in the water. You don't want to cover any more than what was already in the water. I will give it a good drink, give it some watered down manure tea, and then I will put some mulch on top and put it on my kitchen windowsill or in the dining room windowsill. This goes in my basket, which I get from Walmart for less than $5. And that's it. This thing will start bushing out in the next few weeks. And I'll be harvesting this then within probably 6 to 8 weeks. I'll be harvesting and cutting their leaves. And that is it. And here's a jar that I did last winter. And here are some more herbs and plants that I bring in for the winter in my blogging room. If you like this type of content, please subscribe. Most important, please share on social media. It helps the algorithm push me out. Please give a like, and over to the right, hit all bell notification, and you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. Thank you and have an awesome day.